G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today, we're going to be outturning Japanese planes with a jet. That's right. yeah, just wait for it. The P-59 is whack. That's probably the best way I could describe this plane. Absolutely whack. It's just so weird and so wonderful that there are almost no words to describe how this plane performs. I'll sort of tell you roughly its characteristics. So it has a pretty decent top speed for its BR. You might be able to get away from... You'll be able to get away from most planes. The 335 can probably, if it's diving, catch you. But if you have a little bit of altitude and then put it into a dive when the enemy is diving after you, you'll probably get away from them. It sort of cruises around 600 kilometers per hour. Its energy retention is piss poor. It is probably the worst energy retention out of any plane that I've ever seen apart from the Stuka, but that's because the Stuka has something like a 1200 or something horsepower engine, maybe less. I'm not even sure. The Stuka is not known for its powerful engine, and nor is the P-59 Air Comet. The armament is okay. It's just okay. I would put it roughly around the P-63. So if you know how to fly the P-63, then you'll roughly know how to work the guns. Again, just like the P-63, I wouldn't lead the 37. I would pretend that the 37 is not there and just go for the 50 cals. 350 cals with the gun time that you're likely to get is more than enough. The real ace that comes out of this plane is its speed, turn rate, and wing loading all combined. Because the plane has massive wings, it has such a light wing loading, which gives it both a good turn rate and decent low speed handling characteristics. And this puts it at a really weird spot. You'll see what I mean. This plane is so maneuverable that you can outturn the A7, you can almost outturn a Zero, and you can pretty much outturn every jet in the game. I haven't tested it against the Horton, but it doesn't face the Horton because it sits all the way down at 5.3, which is literally the lowest matchmaker for a jet that I've ever seen. Ever. Planes like this, jets, have not faced props like these for something like 6 years. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting because this plane is so slow and it loses its energy so much. There's not a lot that you can do if you're caught at low altitude, low energy, with a prop behind you. There's not a whole lot. You can't out-accelerate it because the prop will catch you and will shut you down really quickly. You can't really keep turning with it because you'll bleed too much speed. But you can see here, I'm going to go into this engagement. I've got a little bit of altitude and I go for a quick shot on the A7. I don't get it because the rudder starts to lock up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I normally do in a jet and just go into a slight straight line and then slowly put it into a climb. And what this will do is this will give me a little bit of separation from the A7M. I can see that the other A7M has decided to go and chase the Corsair, so now I'm in a 1v1, and this is where the P-59 shines. It can catch people off guard because look at that turn rate. I just managed to do a 180 out of nowhere, and there goes the A7M. You might think, well, this is kind of cool. Like, you can pretty much, rope-a-dope if you have the energy, but some planes that have good energy retention, such as the German fighters, will pretty much best you at this almost every time. The plane is fairly well balanced at 5.3. It's so weird to fight, and it's so weird to fight with. You can't really do what you normally do in a prop or do what you normally do in a jet. This doesn't work with a rush tactic. It doesn't work with a climb tactic. What you have to do is you have to sort of gain a little bit of altitude, wait for the furball to start, and look for planes that have sort of left the furball a little bit or have distanced themselves away. In a situation like this, it's ideal where you have lots of little engagements and you can go and affect each engagement with your own power, I guess. You don't have to either rely on a teammate or you don't have to worry about enemies swarming you. And this is exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the sky seeing which of my enemies are closest, which one's the biggest threat, which one might intercept me. And I can see here the H7M is looking like a juicy target because he's fighting the Corsair, and the Corsair will get outturned by him eventually, and the J7W and the K84 are at altitude, so I don't have to worry about them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the against the A7, look for a cheeky shot, again, not get it because the rudder locks up at high speed. I'm going to pass next to him, be a little bit cheeky, and then go straight into a vertical because he's going to roll over for the F4U, and when I know that I have no one near me, I can pretty much just do whatever I need to. Look at that roll. Look at that. That was just so quick. Ridiculously quick. And there he goes. He's on fire. And that's all she wrote. The problem with the P-59 is when you're at low altitude and you have an A7 behind you, the issue is when people start to play with their energy. And whilst you're pretty good at turning, once you take it into a vertical turn fight, if you don't have speed like I do here, I've got a little bit of speed, I decide to continue turning with the A7. Have a look at this. I need to dump a lot of speed, and this is what the Air Comet is perfect at doing. I pass barely in front of his guns, and I go straight to the vertical, keeping the rolls up. I'm continuously rolling, and there we go. I'm behind him now. Because I've bled so much energy, he goes into a vertical thinking that he can get away from me, but I've built up enough speed in that little dive to come back up after him. He's really, really slow and he's lost all of his energy, and there we go. I've reversed an A7M2 in a jet fighter. This thing is whack. You can see exactly what I mean, but now I'm in a little bit of a predicament. You can see the K84 behind me, who's kind of looking for me. He wants a piece of it. So I try and go for the reversal. I can't really get it. I'm sitting at a really, really low speed, barely 400 kilometers per hour, just hitting the 400 kph mark now. And you can see how much energy I bleed when I turn. I'm going after this K84, and I can turn with him, but if he keeps going into the vertical, which he doesn't, he bleeds all his energy in a horizontal turn, I'm actually able to get inside of his turn, and I'm able to shoot him down if I get the gun time. And you can see he's starting to struggle, he's starting to waver. This K84 has mucked up. What he should have done is he should have gone into the vertical. And this is the easiest way to counter the Air Comet. But if you're not going to do that, that's fine. I'm going to have a free kill. Thank you very much. And you can see after a little bit of peppering with the 50 cals, he finally goes down. Now starts the fun. I'm in a situation where there are 3 enemy planes. They're all closing the distance on me, and I do not have speed. I can't turn with these guys because they're simply going to get the better of me if I do. So what I have to do is I have to evade all of them, and hopefully I can build up enough speed in the after the evasion to sort of get in between them and get around them. I go vertical a little bit to try and throw the K84 and the Zero off, or the A7M2, but the J7W has such good energy retention that it can come around, and now I'm in a bit of a predicament. You can see I've got 3 enemy planes trailing my 6, but between this P-51 and the F4U, they seem to clean them up pretty well. The K-84 crashes into the water, and my tail gets blown off by the J7W. The A7M2 decides to turn off, and the Corsair starts to sweep him up. The J7W is on fire, and now, whilst missing a rudder and one of my elevators, I'm able to get my guns onto this A7M2, but the P-51 takes him out just in time. Yes, I survived through all that. Oh my god. This footage was taken on my stream, and for those of you who don't know, down in the description below there's a link to my live streams. I stream whenever I feel like it, so no schedule. But my god, this was a blast to play. It's such a dumb plane. It has some really good things about it, but if you get caught at low speed, you're dead. This plane is hilarious fun. Is it worth the grind? I would say for sure. For sure. And considering that you can unlock this plane pretty easily compared to all the other tasks, I think it's a really, really good go. It's worth it. 100%. It's so fun. And you can see it's a blast to play given the right circumstances. If you get caught out in a multiple engagement situation with lots of planes boom and zooming you, yeah, you're dead. But if you get a situation where people are one-on-oneing you and people are giving you time to get your energy back up, it's marvelous. It's hilarious fun. And honestly, 100% worth the grind. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.